Hello, my name is Dylan Arnold, and I'm with Ethan Schwartzen here, and he got third place yesterday at the South Dakota Regional playing
Sprite.
Sprite. All right, well, let's show everybody the spicy build that you put together.
All right, so we'll start with the Sprites. So start off with 3 blue. Searches any Sprite monster in your deck. Heart and Soul deck. Let's play 3 jet. Searches your spells or traps in the Sprite deck. 2 red. It's her monster negate by attributing one of the other ones or rank 2 or linked to. And then the 1 carrot, that's the Sword Trap negate. All really well. This race was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And then for the frog portion, 3 swap and 1 Ronin tone. Elected not to play Frog. Frog is one of those where Sioux probably is really good at if you play Frog, because Frog and Totally Awesome equals the new Ganarla or whatever it is, the fusion card that came out of Pote. So because of that, we wanted less interaction, as well as like if you activate Totally Awesome, the special dupe, and they go so grab, then they've already at one point, they basically already at that point baited out 1 negation with just 1 card. So less ways for them to just bait everything out. So make it a little bit more consistent. Dupe can be a brick. So then instead of Diva, me and one of my friends, shout out to Noah Wagner here from Omaha, we decided to play Dark Beckoning Beast. So this is really good. So what this is, you normal summon, and you get a card later on in the deck. It's called Sacred Pillars of the Gates. And what is it? Searches then our copy of this. So this, and then this will give you an additional normal summon. So you additional normal summon the second copy of it, and that gets you instant access to your gigantic play. Or if you want to have access, if you have other sprites in your hand, you can special that or start specialing that out, and then go into Gin Buster, which is a monster negate. I can show you later. Before you go into Gigantic at that point, so then they have to have 2 points of interaction or to interrupt the Gigantic if you want. The Pillars card that I'll show later is also a extender, because you can discard 1 card out of your hand to special summon one of these back, so you automatically then always get a link to, or not link to, but level 2 add-on to the board. This also outs Winda as well, because you normal summon, search, then you get the additional normal summon, and then you can overlay the Sky Cavalry, attack the Winda, bounce it, and you automatically can keep going forward with that. So really good. I like this a lot more in Diva. I understand the idea of like playing Diva for Hulk and all that, where you can just discard it off to swap frogs, to special it out and all that. But this has been absolutely fantastic for me. And then the hand traps, you play a lot of them. 3 DD Crow. DD Crow, I think, in my opinion, is the best hand trap of this format. Against Tier Elements, does really well against them. You hit Ronin Tone out of the graveyard when they activate the effect of special back out. Branded, it's really good. Stops Branded in red. Eldritch stops Golden Lord from coming back out. It's just so much utility with this card, and it's absolutely fantastic. And then 3 Ash, pretty normal. I mean, Ash is pretty staple. 2 Ogre. Ogre is really good against this deck. I cited the 3rd one, and if I know I'm playing against the Sprite matchup, so really good. Hits Gigantic. And that's it for the monsters. And then spells, 3 Prosperity. Always want to dig into this deck. Always want to get all your combo pieces. Consistency is key for me. I always will only play decks that are consistent. 3 Crosshead Designator, fantastic card. I made 1 copy of Dark Ruler No More, which you'll see later on. This, I think I got stopped Dark Ruler twice just at the regional for that combo board, as well as it stops any of the hand traps. Really good in the mirror match too. You can hit your opponent's Sprite starter with this as well. So then it's less points of interaction for them to keep going. Speaking of starter, 3 starter, searches off jet. Card's insane. I won 3 matches alone just by entering battle, attacking with everything. They're down to like 1,000 life, and then I just go solo battle, activate this, and attack with the other one. And then the 1 smashers. Jet can also search this. This is non-targeting banishment. Really good for spot removal. Outs really anything you really need with it, which is really good. The 1 Spirit Gate that I was talking about. This card gets your Dark Beckoning Beast going, as well as the extender. So really good. Call by the Grave and the Dark Ruler No More for the Cross the Designator target. And then 3 Imperm. 40 card main deck. Really, the main deck I really wouldn't change a lot. I mean, you could fool around with the hand trap ratios if you want, but 40 cards, like bread and butter, very consistent, works out really well.
How many hand traps are you playing?
11.
11 total?
11 total hand traps, yeah.
So you're likely to see 2 of them. One's almost
you have
guaranteed.
a high probability of at least opening 1. You have a fairly decent chance of at least opening 2, and then the deck is so consistent that like you just have so many ways to go off, and
If you open 3 or 4, it's not actually a problem.
No. Especially like if you're going second, because you have all those points of interaction as well as an extra card you're gaining into your deck. So going into the extra deck. 2 gigantic. I've never really needed more than 1. This is your bread and butter. Especially as any level 2 in your deck. You overlay a link monster or anything like that. It goes to 3200, so it gets big. One's totally awesome. Honestly, probably should be banned. This deck will get this card banned. This card is absurd.
Ribbit.
Ribbit. Being able to set anything, and then like this combo is really well with the Spirit Gate because you can send this, add back Swap Frog, and then you can still special back and all that, but then you get a Swap Frog back in hand, so then for next turn, you can go Spirit Gate, discard Swap Frog, the special summon Dark Beckoning Beast back out, and then you have Swap Frog back in graveyard then for Rowan Totem, so then you automatically have a Ring 2 play for Gigantic if you want, or whatever you need at that point, or if you want to go an Elf. It's literally free at that point. Sky Cavalry Centuria. Like I said, it's really good. This outs Winda, outs a lot of problem cards, so you just bounce it back. And also, if you can attack with this, doesn't die by battle, and then you can go into Zeus then, which I'll have later on. Gen Buster, this is the one that's really good with Dark Beckoning Beast. Requires 2 level 2 Dark Monsters. It's a monster negate, so like I said, if you have Dark Beckoning Beast, you can summon those 2. Go start your Sprite combo, and then you make this. And at that point, they have to have 2 points of interaction if they want to stop Gigantic. So usually at that point, if I have like blue, I'll special blue out, search Jet, and then I'll overlay the Gin Buster, and I'll go Jet, search starter, special carrot. So then you have a monster negation as well as a spell trap negation. So at that point, like this is no matter what, it's pretty much going off. Like they have to have so much, like use so many resources just to stop this, and then you still have the monsters on the board too. And then Downer Magician and Zeus. Really easy to Zeus in this deck. Won me quite a few matches with it. Those are the Xyz. Links, 2 Elf. Quick effect. Special summons a level 2 back if your opponent controls no monsters. And if they control a monster, you can summon a Rank 2 or Link 2 with it. And then anything it points to can't be targeted. So you just have special Toe to his own points too, can't be targeted, so they can't improve it or anything like that. And yeah, it's a quick victory, you need to play your turn. Almirage, this is Swap Frog is a 1-card full combo with this deck. You go Swap Frog and Almirage. You Swap Frog, dump Rowan Tone, go to Almirage, then you go banish Swap Frog, special Rowan Tone in. Rowan Tone and Almirage into Elf special Rowan Tone back, and then you can overlay those 2 into Gigantic. So. Dark, since we're playing Dark Beckoning Beast, Dark you can link climb really well with it. IP Masquerena, really easy to make it with this deck. And then for me, the 3 IP targets, you can also use this though as for Gigantic. I did that at the regional once where I just made Unicorn or Phoenix, pop their Floodgate, and then I go straight into Gigantic with everyone. Felt kind of weird to overlay a Nightmare Phoenix for Gigantic, but Unicorn for IP as well as Underworld Goddess. I played against a Dragon Link player, and he ended up on Borderland Dragon, and so I just used my 4 monsters and Borderland Dragon to make Underworld Goddess, and then just went off after that. So
easy way to get rid of unaffected monsters. That's,
100%.
That's
yeah.
decent.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. It gets rid of all that. And then the side deck, Pinkertops. Pinkertops is really good. Special summon, easily out. You can attack over something, as well as outs. If they're playing the Dewfrog, you can attack over the Dewfrog, and then you have a point of interaction at that point. Really easy with this deck as well. I mean, if you don't have anything, then you can also use it for like your Elf or anything like that, because it only requires 1 level 2 or rank 2 to make it as well. So it's like, and you can use anything. The third, Ghost Ogre, if I know I'm playing against Sprite, it's really good in that matchup. Spells, 1 Feather Duster. Spell Trap removal, just get rid of the Floodgates. The other 2 Dark Ruler, if I'm going second, especially against certain combo decks like Sprite and other decks. And then the 3 Cosmic, out to Mystic Mine, out to back row, Floodgates, whatever you need. And then Traps, Red Reboot. I mean, I don't like playing against back row, so I just want to go off and kill you fast. This card, definitely MVP of the weekend. This card won me quite a few things. I judgmented 2 Ultimate Slayers out, so they couldn't out my board. I judgmented a Mystic Mine after I negated all of his Plunder cards. He activated Mystic Mine. I judgment that I had 2 judgment sets, so he wasn't doing anything. Really good. Stops Dark Ruler, stops Ultimate Slayer. Ultimate Slayer cracks the entire board wide open. So I just want to prevent things, like I said. And like with this deck, is how consistent it is. You can use utility cards like this. You can side those in very easily, and it's really not going to affect anything except for make your boards even stronger to the point where like they have to use so many resources to get through, and this just basically just like seals it at this point. And then if I'm going second, 3 evenly matched. Evenly is insane right now against a lot of decks. Against Branded. It stops their entire Brandon Red play. Lich, they have to have either Judgment basically to out this, and then like they're so far back in advance because then all their Conquistadors, Sanguines, and all that are kind of basically turned offline. Once that happens, it's just one of those where like for me, like I think the biggest inhibitor for this deck is back row, Floodgates especially, and like I like playing cards that inhibit like or stop that from like happening to me. So.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, you got 3rd place of like the top, like of the top 5. There was 2 sprites, and you were one of them.
Yeah. My only loss was to Brooke, who got 1st place with Sprite as well. I activated Zeus. She chained totally awesome. I chained Zeus again, and she had the Imperm in game 3. So it could have been a little bit different, but otherwise this deck really worked really well. I really have no complaints. I mean, the only thing I'd probably tweak around with is the side deck. I mean, it's based on like the event, what you're anticipating, and how things change throughout the meta. So
yeah, I mean, I've seen the deck play at least 4 or 5 times now, and you've ended on the same board about pretty consistently, and you've played through interactions, and you've built your board back after getting it tributed by stuff. So the deck seems extremely good. So we'll be seeing a lot of it in the next few months.
Oh yeah, definitely. So
all right, well, thank you for doing this for me and for Dual Radio. We're signing off.